Hello, this is Harrison Bailey, principal at Liberty High School. And this screencast is a description of our opening of school safety plan in regards to COVID-19. The purpose of this plan is to help create a safe learning environment for both our students and our staff, decrease the number of people in the building at any one time, decrease the number of large group interactions throughout the school day, maintain social and physical distance wherever possible, and increase and focus our cleaning and disinfection efforts. Before we begin with the topics, I want to make sure that I emphasize that I'll be hitting major components of this plan, but it's important that you read through it in its entirety and familiarize yourself with our plan. The topics today will be looking at the entering and exiting of our building, classroom and cafeteria protocols, transition and congregate setting plans, large group gatherings, general maintenance, health room protocols, programs and extracurriculars, expectations for behavior and communication. First, entering and exiting the building. This year we'll be adding an entrance to decrease the number of students entering at any one space. So we'll have the main entrance in front, athletics out back, and the 800s on the side. It's important to note that you must have your mask to enter the building. That is both students and staff. And all entrances will be monitored by hall monitors and administrators. Students must also be in possession of their student IDs. These IDs will be distributed on the first day of school, but it's important that students possess them and are able to produce them at all times. In the morning, when students come in, it's important that they head directly to their classrooms. I know normally students will come in and spend some time socializing with each other, and I know that that's an important part of your day, but due to our current situation, it's important that you head directly to your classrooms. We also are going to be limiting the number of visitors to the building. That includes parents, guardians, speakers, and other people that come on a daily basis to our school. This is to limit the number of people in the building and limit the number of people who don't necessarily need to be present. So as a result, we will try to make the strong majority of our meetings with outside people virtual. And we will provide a tutorial on our website, a link to a tutorial on our website on how to use Zoom for any of our families that need it. But please note that whenever possible, meetings will be virtual. When visitors do need to come, they are required to come to the main entrance. And we do have a new ID system in the district. It's critical that any visitors have a valid ID when they come. Finally, dismissal. Students will be encouraged to utilize all exits, and exits that are closest to their last block classrooms when we dismiss. Classroom protocols. As you know, we're in a hybrid model for those students that come. That's to split the number of students in half, so we have less students in the building. Teachers will assign seats in the classrooms to try to maintain the most physical distance possible. Specific desks will be assigned and used, and those desks will be disinfected daily by custodians. During each block, teachers will create a permanent seating chart, and as students come in, they'll receive towelettes that can be used to wipe down their desks and their seats before sitting down. Students and staff must wear their masks at all times in the classrooms, and teachers will limit the number of students that are able to leave the class and what they're leaving for. If students need to come to offices, teachers will need to contact those offices ahead of time and provide those students with an individual pass. Teachers may be posting videos of what's happening, of specific items that they want students to be aware of virtually, but teachers will not be recording live lessons during the school day. Finally, classes may be permitted to go outside during the school day, but this will be with advanced administrative permission. Cafeteria protocols. Liberty will be providing breakfast and lunch as normal. It's important to note that breakfast will be grab and go only. There will be no seating in the cafeteria. Breakfast locations will be the cafeteria and the 800 overpass. We may also be adding a cart to the downstairs entrance of the 800s. Lunch is converting to a cashless system. This means that students must deposit money online with their families, or they may be able to take any monies they bring with them to school and hand it in the cafeteria prior to school starting. But cash will not be able to be used at the registers. Students must wear masks when they're entering and exiting the cafeteria and in the lunch lines. And hand sanitizer will be available at more locations throughout the cafeteria. Seating in the caf will primarily be freshmen, sophomores, and juniors in the main caf, sitting on one side of tables, and seniors will be able to move to Memorial Gym to eat in that area. This will hopefully further limit the number of students in the cafeteria. And disinfection in our cafeteria will occur between and after lunches, wiping down railings, doorknobs, tables, etc. Transition and congregate settings. As in other places, students and staff must wear masks in the halls, and numerous halls throughout our building, the main hallways, will be turned into one-way passing. They'll be labeled, and we'll let you know ahead of time where those are. But just note that numerous hallways and the overpasses will be one way, and the underpasses will be open as well. Bathrooms are another area in which we need to be vigilant in, so there'll be increased cleaning in bathrooms. There'll be signage that limits the number of students in the bathrooms at one time. We ask students to please pay close attention to that and respect that as well for your safety. And the school store and coffee shop will open, but it will be with some significant restrictions, and it obviously will happen over time. Large group gatherings. Physical education classes, we will not require students to change for gym, but it is important that they bring sneakers and that they change out of any shoes that do not meet the requirements for gym. Locker rooms will only be open for quick storage. They're not a space that we expect students, large numbers of students, to be changing in. So that will be the way in which PE is handled. Also, for physical education, the majority of those courses will be outside as much as possible, and we will not be utilizing the pool until health conditions change. Music classes, band and chorus. There will be more on that later in this podcast, but it's important to note that they will be practicing outside as much as possible throughout the school year, and that includes both band and chorus for singing and any wind instruments. There will be no large-scale assemblies this year, at least during this pandemic, and any information that we pass to students will be done through Zoom, videos, and class TV. General maintenance and support. Our hallways and classrooms will be disinfected each day. That includes railings, doorknobs, glass, teacher desks, designated student desks, and tables. Our HVAC system will continue to be checked and looked at, making sure that we have sufficient airflow. And protective screens will be placed in our main offices and front desk in high traffic areas. Health protocols for our health room. We will be providing our students and staff with more information around identifying common symptoms. But in our health room, numerous precautions will be taken to cut down non-essential visits and create a sick and well area within the health room. The procedure for students in the health room will be that if a student or staff member is going to be sent to the health room for COVID-related issues, the health room will be cleared of any unessential people. The nurse will bring that person in, take their temperature, perform their checks, and the student or staff member will be sent home as soon as possible. For any case, either student or staff, in which a staff member that person is suspected of COVID-related illness, the BASD supervisor of health will be contacted immediately, and a process will begin from that point regarding contact tracing. Any student or staff that that falls under COVID, that COVID-related symptoms will follow a BASD procedure in regards to returning to school. Programs and extracurriculars. Our preschool will not be open in regards to bringing in preschool students, although the course will run, and our school to work program will be done virtually. Athletics, music, and extracurriculars. The athletic plan is currently being discussed and worked through from the PIAA level and being discussed also at the league level. As many of you know, there has been a already determined delay of our fall sports schedule. Band, as I stated, band, orchestra, and chorus will be relegated to outside practices to maintain social distancing and provide safe spaces for their participation. Clubs will also be done on a modified schedule based on their numbers and their ability to meet in larger spaces. There will be no field trips until health conditions improve, and no indoor building leases as well. Mask wearing. It's important to know that all students and staff, again, are required to wear a mask or face shield when in the building. And any exceptions to this process must be approved by the health room and only be made for students with 504 plans or those unique situations that are written into IEPs. Everyone is expected to bring their own mask every day. And there is a process for working with students who are having difficulty wearing their mask. There will be signage posted that reminds students of our COVID mitigation steps and the importance of this for everyone's safety. This includes wearing masks, washing hands, and other hygiene-related processes. We ask you to please join us in talking with your children around the importance of these items. We will provide further training and information that helps us all remain safe. We thank you, and we look forward to a safe and productive new year.